Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you once again for lending me your time and your ear, listening into another pitch for a Switch video. And this I'm going to be talking about a Shinobi and Nightshade Oboro Duology. Gosh, I don't know what's up with me. Like the last few videos, I've just like every time I've tried to record something, I've screwed something up. But either way, I'm a fan of the Shinobi series. I've always been a fan of like the series dating back to the Revenge of the Shinobi, which was the first game in the series I played. I've played the original Shinobi. It's just like Revenge of the Shinobi was the game that I played first, the one on the Sega Genesis, not the Game Boy Advance game, which is a totally separate and different game altogether that I don't even think is related to the Oboro clan. I don't remember. Like I really don't remember, but I mean it was a good game, but it's aside, that's an aside. Either way, I've been going back and playing some of my older games, and like I beat both Shinobi and Nightshade back during the PS2 days, like before PS3 and Xbox 360 and all that stuff came out. And I still have the games to this day. Now, some of the controls are a little loose, but this honestly has been a long time. These games are actually pretty good for the time period they came from. So, and I don't think that these games had any sort of special exclusivity on PS2. I just think that, hey, Sega saw that this was the most popular platform during the time, and they wanted to see if they could stretch the legs of the Shinobi series, so that's why they put it out on it. That's really, I think, all that amounts to. Because if they were given the opportunity to put those games out on a different platform, I really think that they would. And that's why I think that these two games would actually be a good purchase option for the Switch if Nintendo and Sega can agree that let's put this over there. Honestly, I don't think it would really have to even come down to that. It just would come down to having Sega have a team do the work of porting it, and possibly tightening up the controls a little bit because they are a little loose, especially for somebody who hasn't played the game in like years to come back to it and you play it, and after having played other games that have a similar feel, the controls can be tightened up a little bit. The camera can be worked on a little bit too, because it's that's also a little bit loose, but again, it's from the PS2 era. So like just tightening the controls can make this game way better. And the button layout would have to be, but I mean, the button layout's customizable, so it's not a big deal. Like, you just have to set it up in a way that you can get used to. Either way, I think, like, it would be pretty cool to have both those games, like, remaster them, update the graphics and stuff. And I'm not even saying that these have to be exclusive to the Switch. I think maybe put them out on the Switch first and see how well see where the legs go, and see how well this game does by itself on the Switch platform, like this duology that I'm talking about. But I think honestly, there's not a whole lot that they'd have to do to the game other than tightening up the controls and updating the visuals and possibly redoing the voice acting. Okay, it's a PS2 era game, so maybe they do need to redo the voice acting. But again, there's not a whole lot that as far as I'm concerned, there's not a whole lot that they have to do with the base game. It's just tightening up the controls, as I've already mentioned, probably 8 times. Remastering the visuals, tightening up the controls. The music in both these games, the soundtrack is awesome. I don't think there's ever been a Shinobi game with a bad soundtrack, though. I'm thinking about it. I don't think there's been a Shinobi game with a bad soundtrack. There's been some I haven't really liked, like the Game Boy Advance Revenge of the Shinobi, but it wasn't bad. It fit the theming of the game very well, and it was atmospheric. And I'm talking about the Game Boy Advance game again for some reason. I just personally would really like to see it. I think it would be a pretty good surprise game to drop out there on the Switch. Like either one of them, if they don't do the duology, either one of them would be pretty nice to just drop on the Switch and be like, hey, let's see how well this does. But that's really it. There's just not a whole lot more I really have to say. So Thank you guys very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up for more stuff from me. And until the next time, please enjoy your games and peace out. And I'm sorry about like muddling through what I was talking about with this one. See ya.